ReZero Season 3. First movie. First episode? I'm really interested to see what this will be. I'm guessing it'll be something with the royal selection. Night training? Physical training. I mean, lean into your gifts, Subaru. Lean into your strengths, because it's not magic, or swordsmanship, or physical power. Does anybody in this world know about jujitsu? Because Subaru might be able to clean up with that. Everyone's like, what is this dark magic? Okay, Indiana Jones. Da, 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 da. Wow, that's actually great. That's impressive. Whip, huh? Can't say I saw it coming. Well, he joins a proud anime tradition.
Let's go!
Oh, it's in English. Whoops. Okay. I have blasphemed. All I can be is sorry. For sorry is all that I am. Hey, isn't that the guy from that Echidna video? Anyway, Whip. Proud tradition. Erase your head. This is Beatrice's purpose in life. I choose to bring you towels. No, that's nice though. Oh, a year has passed. Wow. Okay, that gives us some license to play with. Things have developed. That's great. I mean, if he's training, I do love training. It's a little lonely, but... I mean, it is secret because no one knows about it, because no one cares. He looks good. I mean, best takeaway here is his spirit. He looks like he's in good spirits and he's focused. He looks purposeful and he looks free. And this is where it all went wrong. Oh, well, yeah, years passed. She grew. Write that down. Yeah, those don't stack up. Those are in conflict. Reality is not based on your personal opinion. It's based on my personal opinion. That's real, though. Everyone's here, everyone's happy, everyone's in good spirits. What could go wrong? Uh-oh, no outsiders. He doesn't make a good impression. Take my word for it. He's more than he appears. What does she want? Okay. He looks like him. I mean, because he has the hair color. Why is Beach sitting on your lap? No, there's a problem with Betty sitting on your lap. Oh my god. Subaru has come such a long way and his title as knight is well deserved. Like, he's still embarrassing. He's still a liability in political affairs. You gotta be careful what meetings you invite him to. He still runs the risk of like undermining Amelia. I know it's not equivalent, but just imagine a political meeting where we're selecting a king or queen and the queen's emissary is just mouthing off, talking about his cute, adorable baby, which is just like a tiny woman sitting on his lap. But then again, in real life, we don't have like cats as soldiers, so not a fair comparison. What? Wait a minute. Oh my god. That's such a packed statement that I don't want to really unpack. I'm rethinking this, whatever this is. You know, it's a valid question. Euclid asked it, not me. What is the purpose of Beatrice being here on your lap? We need to get our, like, political demeanor in line, maybe. Oh no, this is gonna get worse, isn't it? Now we're threatening him. Now we're threatening. Imagine hyping up Natsuki in your head as this great hero, and then this is your first impression. 22, that's like 45 in anime. Oh, you're gonna come- Whoa. Speaking of this going horribly wrong. You're gonna come in- Whoa. Garf, need to work this guy over. Coming in our house, talking about Anastasia being the next royal selection? Are you out of your mind? Okay, I see. So you came here to start a war. I feel ridiculous for thinking we needed to impress him in some way. Or needed to be embarrassed about our behavior. I'm with Beatrice. Amelia's very patient. Well, actually, yeah, these two might get along. Yeah, I don't know. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Don't go. We need to keep it on our turf. She can come here if it's urgent. I'm actually excited to see more of Anastasia because that first meeting or the restaurant scene was so impactful. I can tell there's a lot there for a character. Actually, since she's such a self-proclaimed master of negotiations, she should know because she said it that you'll never get anywhere in negotiations putting your own needs first. What's in it for us? But reservations about her aside, and even though I really think the gloating at the end of that scene and the lecturing shows an immaturity undermines a lot of the positive qualities she's describing in people, you know, the cool, calculating memory, reasoning ability, look at the facts. Everything has value, information is important, which are all good things. It's okay to think Subaru is a nothing, but then to turn around and roast said nothing at his most vulnerable point, that's something else. If he was truly a nothing, then there would be no need. But it would be so great if they could weave this together and we get another interaction where Subaru learns. Because now we know some stuff about Anastasia. She kind of played some of her cards. It's not just a party. Okay, and that means we have something she wants. She found some leverage. Wise. Yeah, this is growth. I got mixed feelings about this arrangement. Do you attend the party or not? I mean, I know they will. I think you make every effort to find this pendant or whatever, now that you have a little bit of information before going. If you do go, tread very lightly. Yeah, it sounds dangerous. It's just not smart. Yeah, it doesn't add up with what we know. After all, the only way to change your reputation is to replace it with a new one, and the past cannot be changed, so there's nothing that she could do to change our image of her. It's truly disappointing. Yeah, she definitely found a good emotional pull. It's not even really practical. It's really just for Emilia, and Subaru will, of course, go along with it. Anything for Emilia. And also, you know, our relationship with Puck. I think maybe, can we consult with Roswell about this? I mean, he's good at this. Put him to good use. Ask him his opinion. How do we handle Anastasia? You were right to be worried. Yeah, we need to like divvy up the roles a little bit, not all do the same thing at once. Don't let this man speak. Don't let him in. No, Otto's drinking. Is this how Otto's been spending his year? Oh, there she is. Almost felt like we had forgotten for a second there. I guess this year has been fruitless in the search. I'm assuming they've searched. I guess you get used to it at a point, right? He still talks to her a while. It's not looking good. I hope they get to revive her soon, because I like her as a character. At this rate, she's gonna have about the same, or maybe more lines than Nezuko in Demon Slayer. Dark horses. It's okay. Word on the street. Yeah, I mean, we've done some big things. And I also imagine that among our constituency, opinion has improved dramatically. Because she's actually around and doing stuff, and I'm guessing more public, not wearing a cloak everywhere. Things may have trickled out from the village incident somewhat. If that's the situation now, that's fine. Okay, she's good at the image aspect. Yeah, really, it's choosing Reinhardt. Oh yeah, Crush. Oh yeah, that's right. So she actually is out. Anastasia's in a good spot right now. Garf is running? Yeah, this is risky and we don't know enough. She made the first move. We're kind of entering her game. Where do you think he got it from? Where do you think the spark that lit all of our candles came from initially? Who was the one cast out by his family in town? Who overcame a crippling disability that proved to be a super ability? Who was it that was all alone and terrified and yet decided he was going to uphold his spirit of manliness and friendship? Who was it? Can't quite remember. But there's definitely a reciprocal thing happening between them. Maybe all of them. So much for responsibility. Breathing a sigh of relief that Petra is not here. Pretty. She wasn't lying. What could go wrong? It actually is a water trap. It is a prison. Yeah, it's still possible there are other people from the outside world or other influences. Though you figure Subaru will be more on her radar now and she'll give more respect given recent events. He would appear a lot more useful to her, and she would be a lot more intrigued by his information. I was saying that earlier. Yeah, I mean, sort of. Oh, it was Beatrice. Right, he's a spirits user. Number one, apparently. Poor Otto. Again, no one recognizes. No one knows. And she will be sitting on my lap so. And clinginess. Look at Beatrice though, outside of the library, living her life. It's great to see. Oh no. This is your job, Garf. This is your responsibility. This is leverage. Find out her secret, Scarf. Do whatever it takes. Everyone always sleeping on Otto. Dear diary. Yeah, it's suspicious, right? I wonder if this isn't part of Anastasia's test, trying to see how much Subaru knows, if he has any link. Of Hoshin Company fame. He could be like a pre-Subaru. Yeah, it's possible. It seems too specific to be a coincidence, right? We definitely gotta find out more about this Hoshin guy. This is a lead to follow. I'm just taking a guess that Anastasia has some suspicions or some knowledge, something. It also just occurred to me that if we assume Hoshin is from Japan, there could be some information we can glean about how time works between the respective worlds. Because if everything in this area is something you might have expected to see in Japan 400 years ago, then perhaps there's a linear or parallel relationship between the timelines. But it's not necessarily the case. That's a long name. Not really a name. The song's just Maniac. Already season 3, just thinking back to other seasons, this start of the season is notable for being not lonely. It wasn't really a crew, it was like Subaru with associates. This group feels like peers. It's an RPG party. Look straight ahead. At the farthest point in the horizon you can see, Subaru got seasick on a canal. Oh, we're separating? They didn't wait for him, damn. They're like, bye, Subaru. Imagine the situation reversed. Imagine if Puck wasn't a little cat thing, but a dude, and he was just always holding Amelia's hand, and she was sitting on his lap. Actually, would that make a difference? I don't know. Okay, what if it's that, but the whole time, Puck is making eye contact with Subaru to smoke away? Relatable. It's kind of like their version of the song Creep. They came prepared. Damn. What credits, Crunchyroll? Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Somewhat inappropriate to have her on your lap all the time. Oh, he's ad-libbing. Oh my god, Subaru rap scene was not on my bingo card. Wait, do you know this already? You know this song already? Or wait, this is really an ad-lib? In sync? I mean, this is true. It's still amazing that you were able to do that together. I don't know. I don't know if you're in the wrong, Beatrice. This is a weird situation. This is like one of those scenes that gets memed. Adding freestyle to the list of Subaru's abilities. Also, there is something weird about Subaru and Beatrice that she's, I think, correctly picking up on. I'm glad she pointed it out. I think it's more that she gets to be a love interest while not being a love interest. Subaru gets to like have her as a devotee, but like we're also being asked to an extent to keep it separate. Her obsessiveness, combined with Subaru's enabling of her obsessiveness, combined with everyone sort of just tacitly accepting it. That's why I kind of like it that people outside of the party are coming in and being like, what is this? Because yeah, it's weird. It's weirder than Subaru freestyling. Oh, totally, yeah. I'm leaving right before the hat comes around. Have my compliments. Have my admiration at the fact that you put yourself out there. How about no? This is too much even for Subaru. Wow, that's a high bar. The little girl user. Wow, we're just leading into it. Look, I mean, that's unfortunate though, from a marketing perspective. Word is spread. Makes sense. Ooh, speaking of which, just pedal goose. Yeah, we have a pretty good resume at this point. I mean, you have a lot of stories, dude. This is all real. It all happened. All of this happened in the world, and you should definitely spread your stories. I mean, if nothing else, just to get out of the little girl user title. You can't be walking around with that. You can't be like a knight for Amelia in politics with that. That's death. That's just political death. I mean, this is very Anastasia, right? Anastasia said, you never know what'll happen to the people you meet. Which, honestly, this is an idea that I covet, actually. There are the things that are directly in you and your control and you can work on, but then you also live in the world, you interact with the world. And that is not something that is directly in your control. Or like, you can imagine yourself as a point in a circle with the people that you're connected to as a circle around you and the people they're connected to as a circle around that. And the closer to the center you are, the more influence you have. And that diminishes as you go out. That's a rough way of looking at it. But taking the self side of things as a given, whatever that is, whatever you are, you have a certain skill level of things, you have certain abilities, a certain degree of ability to make things happen out of interactions and out of events. And if you just have a certain baseline amount of something, there's always a chance that something new entering your world will lead to a new pathway or a new opportunity in a way that's sort of luck-based or random-based. But one way to kind of approach that deliberately is just to increase your exposure to that world, you know, to interact with as much as possible within reason. And like new people are such an amazing facilitator of new events. It really is sort of RPG-like, where talking to people unlocks big quests in ways that you perhaps could never really anticipate. But that's sort of the chance unlock part of life. Using the RPG analogy in a way I like to think about it, just to take an extreme, is like imagine if you could approach people or interact with people the same way you could in an RPG, where there's absolutely no risk whatsoever. You just like hit the X button and you get a dialogue prompt. Maybe there's some unlock there. Maybe there's a whole world there. Maybe there's a friendship there. For me, it's really fun and exciting to think about it that way. If you could put down some of the fear, the anxiety, the embarrassment, that actually in itself bears no risk, there are just so many pathways you can go down that can lead to really, really cool things. And I will say from experience, a lot of really great things in my life have happened completely out of the blue, it seemed, or their specific form was completely unexpected. Just from kind of exposing myself to environments where it was really easy to meet people. I think this idea is somewhat covered, but then also kind of stifled and killed by the idea of networking. Because I think the way the idea of networking gets promoted is like you're going out there with the explicit purpose of finding some benefit for you. Like, oh, I'll meet someone and then they'll see how great I am and they'll hire me, I guess, because usually it's in the context of business. But even though it's subtle, I think that's the wrong spirit. The spirit is adventure. The spirit is discovery, of learning. And in that way, the thing people want when they say networking happens often as a side effect. I've never had any success deliberately networking. I've had a ton of success just meeting tons of people, and then like out of the blue things will pop up. I'm quitting this job, would you like it? I heard about this thing you might be interested in. Not to mention just friendships that open up whole branching trees on their own. It's funny that that's something Anastasia said, but like here Subaru was doing it in the city. He went and pressed X on this bard. What? Maybe I just killed the deal. Yeah. You're all over his crush. Give me the crystal or I won't get off of her. I was just gonna throw it. What? Okay, and then we died. What can I say? The girl groper gonna girl grope. Or whatever his nickname was. Yeah, we came all the way for that. And did we just blow that? We just blow the whole thing? That's not good. Do we still owe Anastasia? This is terrible. This went horribly wrong. Yes, what the hell? Why are you here? You know him, Amelia. You know him. It's regular Corneus. Oh, so you can do it to other people's girls, but he can't do it to yours? Amelia, no recognition? Okay. Did she not? She saw it, right? What? That's a weird conversation. He looks exactly the same. Oh, my memory's a little bit fuzzy. I don't think she was there when he showed up in reality, but she saw it in the trial, I think. So we're not the only one who has issues with Julius. New ally. We're unlocking people all over the place here. More side quests than Yakuza. Oh, wow. That's a throwback. Did he just escape from prison? Oh, he has a presence. Everyone just suddenly starts behaving. What are you doing? Are you out of your mind? I suddenly feel a lot safer. I don't know him. I don't know who this guy is. What did he get so worked up about? He just felt the strength. I like how he manages to compliment everyone in their failures. Yeah, you missed it, man. Where were you? I've been calling for Reinhardt to be around this whole show. Like, we need Reinhardt. Glad he's finally here. That's true. Absolutely. You probably don't want it the other way. There's some weird magic by which your speed is dependent on the distance of your target, of your goal. There's a magnetic force based on how high you're looking, assuming you're not just totally discouraged and give up. If Reinhardt is your standard for power, then that's a wake-up call. You'd also, like, ask him for advice since you're lucky enough to be in his presence. How are you feeling? Everyone's here. It's gonna be a big party. Grandfather. I don't think it's a coincidence.
二人とも目を合わせないわね。
Hard for me to imagine Reinhardt having, like, beef with anyone.
疑り深いんやから。
Yes.
うちは本当にちょっとお話ししたいなって思っただけやよ。
Lies.
クルシさんたちのそれっていうのは。
私たちがク
Memories?
リステラ
Maybe?
に足を運んだのは、アナスタシア様から滞在司教、暴食の件でお話を伺えると聞いたからです。
Yeah. And that relates to Rem.
商人の考え方だな。
Are you surprised?
ムカつくけど理解はできる。
大人になったものだね。
Yeah, you only threw a mini fit this time. I mean, you should be happy, right? You should be excited. If there's any way, if there's any information, I mean, we have no idea what to do about Rem.
志を一緒にする方は多い方がいいと思います。
Yeah, I mean, I
誰
think
の件が最初に
this takes
届くかは
precedence
恨みっこなしですが、
over our individual
本当にありがとう。
incentives. We gotta just take out gluttony.
きっと私たちの方が先ですよ。
That seems unnecessary
なんだ、人揃いしてんじゃね
as a
えか。
competition. I mean, we could do it together.
ちゃんと外向きのお召し物をご用意したはずですが、それはどうさ
Oh
れ
no,
た
you
の
got
です
Reinhardt preparing her clothes, playing maid.
ほぐれるわ。
Is this a 400-year-old technology?
どうした？
悪いんだが。
This looks a little bit more modern. Maybe the
外
80s.
出して構わねえか。
It's really upset. Is that all it is? Is it just the strength thing?
でも最強じゃねえ。
Did you think you were the strongest? Well, it's something good to know. If you thought that, I mean, this is a great day for you. Can I have 1 minute alone, please?
今のベティはいつものベティとは一味違っているのよ。
I'm fantasy cosplay Betty.
エミリーオート
I feel like there's a cultural element here that's lost for me.
恋の微熱がちょっと。
おい、風呂で聞いたぜ。
Something sort of funny about this and ironic. People use shows, anime, whatever. It's like a fantasy escape. Yeah, like, you know, fantasy dream girl, fantasy magic elf girl. What does Subaru want? Girls wearing kimono from his home country.
なんかうちのポンコツ騎士がそっちの金髪の兄ちゃんいじめたんだってな。
It's not true at all. He was very nice. He was exceedingly pleasant.
末恐ろしい実力者でしたよ。
その無自覚な上から目線、ほんと説得力ねえな。
I mean, he can't help it. He's just the best. He's the man. What is he supposed to say? He's like as kind as he can possibly be without being just outright dishonest, which is not kindness.
まあフェリちゃんもバリバリ苦しさ
You
ま
do?
で下心ありますけどね。
I didn't know that.
よし、そろそろ飯にしようか。
スバル様、こんな空気にしたまま逃げないでください。
That's what Subaru does. He just drops awkwardness bombs.
本当に育児なしね。
What?
私の姿がなぜ見えて
Yes, she's still around. I'll take Ghost Elsa, because you drank my blood?
あなたは弱い。
Or I bit you. I drank your blood.
ほんの少し運が良かっただけ。
Honestly, it's fair, to an extent. Elsa was preoccupied with melee. Her warm heart got her killed. This was my biggest, like, moment watching the Greed What If path. The Greed What If path is just terrible. Except that Elsa lives. And that, I don't know, man. Elsa deserved to be saved. She just has a little problem with bowels. We can fix it. It also is weird. It gives me such mixed feelings about Garf in that season because he has this big character moment and comes into himself and sheds the baggage of his childhood to an extent and channels his energy into protecting his friends and does a very honorable, noble, impressive job fighting a really formidable enemy who just happened to be Elsa, which is tragic.
私を殺した。
You did. This is interesting. I was wondering if there was some guilt, you know, or there's something remaining from that incident. I figured we wouldn't see it, but like here it is directly. She's like haunting him.
話したくねえし、話す義理もねえや。
義理とか人情とか難しいこと言ってるとよしや見たくならん。
All that stuff is boring. Let's just go ahead and kill stuff.
アホみたいに笑った方がガーフかっこいい。
アホみたいってなんだこれ
Mixed feelings when someone is into you for things that you don't want to associate with. I love how goofy you are. You're such a goofball. You're so awkward. I love awkward guys. I'm into nerds. Painful. And then you're torn. Like, should you lean into it? I'm kind of attracted to jerks. You're like, yeah, I'm a total jerk. Biggest jerk, actually.
夕焼けがめっちゃ綺麗。超赤い。
That is yellow. Mimi just sees what she wants to see.
俺様まだ登ってる真っ最中
That's way better. Yeah, I mean, like, what did you think? You thought you were gonna be Reinhardt? For why? What have you done? Yeah, who untied that? This is really life-threatening? Oh, I guess, it's much bigger than I thought. So we're gonna have to save 4 lives from being wet.
人呼んでゴージャスタイガー
So give yourself that name. That's alright, I mean, it's cool. It's distinct. It's very eccentric.
ゴージャス
Meanwhile,
このまま食べられるの？
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
日暮らし大河の近くやないと経験できん料理やろね。
They don't got fish everywhere else?
懐かしのお刺身最高アナスタシアさん最高
This debt is just increasingly getting racked up every passing moment. Another favor. And look at us. Look at us. We're getting along with Anastasia. We're not getting criticized or lectured. It's a brand new era of ReZero in so many ways.
その時俺様は言ったのさ
What'd you say, Garf?
てめえらの悪事はお見通しだぜ三下どもがってな
I bet Mimi's much more powerful than Garf, too.
俺様にも分かっかんなよし
Then they just leave you in the forest and go off and do their own thing.
ゴージャス隊がフレド
She's not so tough. Garf could probably take her.
うちの子がお世話になったみたいで
Move over, Mimi.
ごめんなさい
Move over, Ram. Wait, what is it? Wait, what? Is this his mom? Wait, what? What's going on right now? Mom? For real? That was very fortunate that that all happened, if it's real. Wait, did she fake her own death? So this is your brother? What animals can they turn into? You know she has a type.
剣を振るまでに思ったことも剣を振ることで思えたことも私を形作るすべてでした妻は私にそんな当たり前のことを気づかせてくれた
God, what does that remind me of? Maybe it reminds me of him from like season 1. It is him, right? Swinging the sword is an extension of your purpose, which is really beautiful. The idea that your actions can be so backed by your spirit and your hopes and dreams. Another way to read it or direction to look at it is that it's not necessarily that people who really know what they are, know who they are, channel that into the sword or some expression or something, but that actually that relationship is always there, whether you're aware of having a name or not, and regardless of whether that thing is good or not. And so maybe you can see what is filling that slot of aim and intention by the way you're swinging your sword and what you're swinging it at. What you're doing reveals what on some level you actually want.
一人では成し得ない誰かを集めて成し遂げてしまう人物なのだと
That also looks like that's the way it's going.
ボケでどうしようもないろくでなしですよ
ええちっぽけでどうしようもないろくでなしのあなたが
Did you have to phrase it in exactly the same way? I think this also is real. Like, even though we focus on this a lot, I think it's actually the rare case where something is not a natural fit, not something you feel necessarily called or inspired to do, but like just through the sheer power of spirit and will, you grit your teeth and force your way through it to become the ultimate best version of yourself in that thing. Much more likely, something about the way things played out for you or the way you choose to live your life, you can identify on a very deep level the beauty of something and what it does for you and the power that's contained within it. And so you're almost pulled towards it. Like there's some things I see in my friends where I'm like, I really admire your skill, but it's something that I don't have or I can never do. But for them, they don't even realize it's a gift because it's just something that they couldn't not do. They just felt so drawn by it. I don't know if fun is the right word, but it provides something rewarding intrinsically just by the doing of the thing. So it's not really a struggle of any kind. And then I would say also for myself, there's some things I hear people around me say that they wish they had that I have. And it's a weird thing for me to hear because it's like, I don't feel like it was luck necessarily. And I also don't feel like it was work necessarily. So I don't feel I'm that deserving of praise in it. It's just something that drew me in and I got positive rewards for doing it. And so I kept doing it. And that only snowballed over time where like it gets more rewarding the more you get to know about something. And that can be any number of things, not just skills. It can be just base personality traits, the way you treat people and the way you think about people, general outlook stuff. But then when you're doing the mental checklist of who you are and like what your virtues are, it's really easy to leave those out because those are kind of just your default. It's sort of just the water you're swimming in. So you're not necessarily going to list that as a good thing about you, even if you can identify some of the rewards of it. So like watching Subaru, it's obvious he did a lot of this. Not alone, of course. He gets inspiration from people, which is natural. But there's sort of an underlying current to Subaru where he'll pick himself back up after falling down. He's thinking, he's analyzing, he has a standard of what he likes and doesn't like and what he wants to be, and following that course that felt right to him, and just freely having fun when it's appropriate to do so with the people around him has like formed this group. Of course, there's a lot of things you can be critical about of Subaru, but from an outsider's perspective, there's also a lot that's really, really impressive. Okay, yeah, we need to fix this. Because meddling is the essence of being a hero. And Reinhardt is not allowed to have flaws. I'll just say that.
私はその後悔から目を背けてきた。そして敵討ちを果たした今、本当なら歩み寄るべきだと分かってはいるのです。
What are we waiting for? The great hero, slayer of the whale, struggling with family problems, the most terrifying of all. Maybe this actually explains why Reinhardt was conspicuously absent from the white whale thing. Right. And that was well handled by Subaru, I think. It's not too intrusive, it's very simple, but it's true. And it's encouraging. It's faithful in Wilhelm.
なんだか今朝はすごくご機嫌ね
This is a great event in our lives. This whole thing is great. It's wonderful. And it's fun. Man, I'm getting a little bit concerned now, actually. I don't want an auto drinking arc.
それでオットーくん今日はどんな予定なの
Throw it up in this bucket. That's the plan. Not fun. At least it's warm.
これは私も認めたくねえけどあいつ私が呼んだら1秒で来るぞ
Can you teleport too? Oh my god.
すごく仲良し
そうだね。仲良し
Do they, though?
ごちそうさまシナリオだね。
Oh, this is trolling. We're trolling.
その死ぬほど不愉快な言葉は気に入ら
Amelia may actually have been sincere, though. She just sees the best in everything.
リカードは戻っていません。それと耳なのですが。
She's stalking Garf.
これで今朝は人揃いみたいやね。そしたら
I'm waiting for the hammer to drop. The Anastasia hammer. As we all know from Anastasia's teachings, there is nothing without meaning. Everything has meaning.
お好み焼きだと。
Admittedly, okay, here's another travel parallel. If you do any kind of job or have frequent social encounters that don't allow you to fully withdraw into your own foreign bubble in a foreign country, you just gotta get used to the fact that you're gonna be eating the foreign country's cuisine most of the time, and you will miss food from your country. And you didn't realize how much of food was cultural. It's not just like the type of dishes, it's the concept of what certain foods are. Like, is this a dessert? Will this go well with eggs? Maybe eggs are a dessert. Does garlic go on steak, or does it go in a butter bar? Or is it both? How do you feel about cheese as a default dessert ingredient? Snack chips, savory and salty, or sugary cereal-like snacks? Can a dish really be considered food if it's not served in hot water? Is spam something you eat during war as a last resort, or is it a delicacy to be given as a gift? And then there's the rare moment. There's the rare moment where they decide to eat a hamburger, or just something, anything that isn't scant amounts of meat and bean sprouts in hot water, and you almost weep. You weep for the joy of it. Nailed it.
綺麗にひっくり返せたの。自信作だわ。食べて。
まあまあうまくできたかしら。スバル、せっかくだからベティが焼いてあげたこの大好き焼き。
Uh-oh, this feels like a game choice.
まずは二人とも。
I choose neither.
味見してから人に勧めようか。
Right, how about you develop some standard of what okonomiyaki is? Of course, perfect cook.
焼けました。
It's a good thing he's not real. Your girlfriend's just talking about Reinhardt all day. It's hard enough as it is. It could be good. It could be good. Sometimes burnt is good. It could be crispy. Man, slay the whale. I can't slay this okonomiyaki. R.I.P. those who don't want to hear the morning broadcast. Or are sleeping. This is torture. This is a war crime. Imagine if you just hate her music. People are so positive in this city. Can you imagine all the people who would hate this and complain about it? All the sour people with nothing better to do, like me?
ラインハルト。
Whoa, the music's gotten him feeling a certain type of way.
はい、なんでしょうか。
うまく焼けそうにない。
This is a nice little humility pathway. I will humble myself to you, grandson. And with that, we open the door.
そりゃないぜ。今さら都合が良すぎるんじゃねえか。
Hello. Is this the father?
随分と敵意満々な目つきしてくれてんなガキ。
At this time of the morning. I mean, I guess for him it's still probably night.
無駄飯ぐらい
Haikyuu.
ってのは俺のことさ。
This guy makes quite the impression and
嫌
exposition.
われ者も開き直ってんじゃねえよ。
I like how Subaru just inserts right in there.
ハインケル。
Damn, can slay the white whale. Can't handle your son.
お前が死なせた先代様の仇
Reinhardt killed her.
いただいたんだからな。
やめろハインケル。
I could see how that would form a wedge. What happened there? Did she get possessed, maybe?
先代を殺したと最初にラインハルトをなじったのは他でもないあんたなんだからな。
Also, Reinhardt as a kid killed the Master Swordsman. That's crazy. This is also, I think, the first time I've seen Reinhardt be not happy or not pleasant. He's just deliberately being provocative because, I mean, he's just like a sour drunk.
それで
I don't think we should really entertain
あなたは何をし
this.
にここに来たの？
Yeah, okay, whatever. What do you want? You're drunk.
ハンマのお姫様だ。
あなたが私をどう思っているか。
Right.
今はその話
Yeah,
をしてい
I
な
don't
い。
care what you have to say, really.
私が聞きたいのは一つだけ。あなたは何をしにここに来たの？
Yeah, because if you don't have any business here, you should just leave.
聞いてた話と違うじゃねえかよ。
He's disappointed he can't rile her up. Yeah, I mean, I think Amelia handled this exactly right.
聞けるんかって楽しみにしとったのに。
Anastasia's here for the tea.
方にはお帰りいただきたいのですね。
Oh no, they got confident. There's a crack in the armor.
その必要は
They-
ないぞボンコツ。
We're awfully patient. Is it? Oh, it's Priscilla.
プリシラ城。
さえずるな。
Oh, she's got him whipped pretty good. Now she makes a much more impressive entrance.
誰じゃ貴様は。
You forgot. It's actually maybe better that she forgot.
腹抱えて笑ってたじゃねえか。
I'm glad you forgot.
記憶にない。そもわらわが腹を抱えて笑うような品のないことがあるものか。勝手
That
な
would
こ
have
と
been
を言う
embarrassing, so it
で
couldn't have
ないある
happened. Wait, is his name Al? How did I never like think about the Full Metal Alchemist overlap? Did you lose your body to alchemy too?
もうちょっと1年間で発言力増やしておけよ。
Taming? I think you have the wrong idea of the direction of that relationship.
プレシラー。
やめろ兄弟。ここで俺らがやり合っても益がねえ。
Yeah, or worked up. Subaru just feeding the beast here.
ふざけるな。
Going all the way to 11. She's just a troll. Oh, is she actually a beast? She also does this. Didn't she do this to Subaru? Didn't she put the stomp to him? These people sound like... Yeah, they give off the distinct air of like not having fought witch demons. I don't know if they could be focusing on this so much if they were fighting giant gluttony whales or carnivore rabbits or really doing anything of substance, which maybe actually is to their credit. It's like they just have been insulated from danger or things that actually matter for so long. This is just the limits of the world they know and therefore the way they occupy themselves. Yes. Right. Be like Reinhardt or Julius. That's cool that like you have this moment though where you acknowledge that. Well, the label is not important, but the behavior is useful to look at. You were such a great counterexample. Everyone tried to avoid being like you and therefore became better. Subaru's spirit is there. That's true, they couldn't speak out. It's all these things at once, I think. He has other considerations that also are important. I think what Subaru was rightly identifying is the fact that he didn't have control over his actions, and it wasn't a choice. It was impulsive, and that kind of points to a weakness that could be an issue at any given point in another situation. I've thought about something related where, like, if I happen to have an argument, there are moments where things hit me in such a way that it evokes this knee-jerk reaction, where there's no filter between the anger or whatever I feel and the response that generates and follows from it. And I feel like when that is the thing leading in an argument, I almost always come away feeling like I've lost. There are other times where something gets in, right? And I'm like, I don't like this. But it's still in the zone where even though I feel it, it's contained enough where I can make a decision on it. I can decide if I'm going to engage or fight or not. And I feel like in more cases than not, in those situations where I'm like, no, actually, this is worth fighting. This is worth hashing out. Those conversations I often walk away from feeling good about or feeling like it was worth it. Just that tiny distinction of not being a slave to it and having it been a choice. And also, therefore, I guess being able to pick and choose how you do it and exactly what the point is. What Julius is referring to is Subaru's radar and extreme consideration for wrongdoing, which speaks to his character and the way he thinks. And for someone who has a lot of other considerations like role and rank, etc., I understand feeling grateful for someone who just like says what you're thinking. Well, I think it's wrong to accuse him of being uncaring in the situation. That's not what it is. He's being gracious with that. That seems like a losing proposition for Heinkel. Alright, I'm confused about the death of Wilhelm's wife and what happened exactly, because we've been told that she lost to the white whale. That was the whole revenge thing. But also that Reinhardt killed her? There's definitely more to that story. The only thing I can think of is some kind of possession. The white whale possessed? Or maybe just making her go insane with voices, so it was the white whale that caused it, but then Reinhardt who delivered the final blow? Something like that. This is an odd situation. Very mixed feelings about it. I think this actually, on net, is a testament to Julius. He was able to accept that very graciously and use it as a source of self-reflection. When actually, if Subaru was right, to the extent he's right, just my gut feeling about it is that he's kind of right by accident, and this is him talking out of turn. Because he doesn't really know what Julius is dealing with and the things he's grappling with and wrestling with. Subaru became a knight in a very unorthodox group, in a very unorthodox way. Julius is a little bit more anchored to tradition and like broader society, it seems, and sees certain things as being important for his role and his obligations, etc. It's not something to treat frivolously with what boils down to more or less just be yourself. So I think the fact that Julius could hear that and take inspiration from it, get utility out of it, speaks to his character. Well, he really went places with this. He just is cool. Subaru can't accept it. Super friendly chat. Super friendly. I think on Julius' end it was super friendly. Julius is kind of seeing it in 3D. Is this really impressive though? Man, she is really just gallivanting around these streets. She's just out there in the world, causing chaos. It was a surprise. Okay, sorry I asked. Sorry I said anything. Oh, Liana, moving up in the world. You never know what you're gonna unlock. I think she's pledged herself to Subaru, maybe. I got a better thing going. Got a better gig. Oh wow, it's a commitment to freedom. Interesting.
それがなりわいであると
Yeah, that's cool, but that runs its course. There is something really nice about that, I will say.
できないように歌を遮ることは何者にもできません。
Like a lot of things, I think this depends largely on your values, what you care about. But for me personally, from experience, there is something so nice, so unbelievably liberating about knowing that, like, at any moment, you can pick up and go to a totally different country for as long as you want with the contents in a backpack, and it would take you like a day. There's that famous line in Fight Club that things that you own end up owning you. There's something to that, right? Because the more you quote-unquote have, the more you then feel obligated to protect, and the more you're responsible for dealing with. And even if you have no real desire to travel or, like, pick up and leave and be a vagrant or bard or whatever, just the knowledge that it would be difficult to leave can weigh on you, especially if you're not satisfied with your current condition. And it does feel cool, it does feel adventurous to be like, oh, today I'm here, tomorrow I'm there. Who knows where I'll be the day after that. But you take that all the way, and I think there's a trap, and this is where it goes wrong. Moving a lot, having nothing, being able to discard your current life for a new one at any given moment is not necessarily the highest ideal of freedom. If taken to an extreme, it's sort of a grass is greener approach to freedom, where you're constantly chasing something and you're moving laterally for like the high that gives you in itself, like it treats that action as a good in itself, when really the good thing in itself is the good. You can stay in the same place for your entire life and still be at the maximum range of your feelings of freedom. If that's where you want to be and that's what you want to do, and you have really amazing things going on, it's the physical or location version of a common trap you see in projects and in endeavors where like you're drawn to something and it seems fun, but you don't realize what it's going to take yet. You're in that zone of uninformed optimism. Then you work on it for a while and you realize this is way harder than I thought. There's a lot more to it than you thought. You start to struggle with it. You're face to face with your own failure and what it'll take to actually be good at the thing. That's usually followed by informed optimism, where like you're starting to get the hang of it. You're on the up climb towards success. But what people do is in that pit of informed despair, they jump to a new rung of some other project in that same first state of uninformed optimism, etc., etc., etc. So they're always hopping from one thing to another right before it starts to yield fruit. From experience, the whole being a vagrant thing, oh, this country is sort of drying up for me. I kind of got the hang of it. I'll just go to a new country. That'll start the adventure over. It's kind of the same thing. And I say this from personal experience. Like I was actually considering moving from Korea to Japan. And about a year and a half ago, I did a trial run where I got an apartment there for 3 months. And I'm glad I did that because it was really fun. I had a great time, but I also realized like, oh, this is just like me not addressing the problem. It's just starting over in a new thing. So I'm sort of occupying myself without addressing the things I actually want to build in my life. And that's not really freedom as much as it is running away. It's like leading yourself into a trap by a candy trail. It's like you just keep going forever when really in and of itself, it's not necessarily a great thing. It depends on what you want and what you need. It sounds romantic though.
無粋はわらわの方であった。いいえ、そんなことは。
Interesting that these two are a pair, that they get along so well. Maybe Priscilla also wants to feel free.
なんじゃボンプ。
いや驚いてんだよ。俺はてっきり誘いを断ったリリアナを。
Yeah, you're being very nice.
欲しいものは何でも手元に置いておきたがる人なのかなって思ってたから。
And stomp on people when she didn't.
すべてはわらわのものよ。
I kind of love this though. I just love the audacity of it.
この世のすべてがわらわの庭なれば。
Let the flowers grow.
愛する小鳥がどこで歌うかなど問題ではない。
This outlook, it's interesting. It's impressive, as it is ridiculous.
夏木様はその時間に向けておやつなんて準備されるのが良いと思いませんか？
Well, why do I gotta prepare the snacks? What about me, Scream Snack Guy?
おやつなんて準備されるのが良いと思いませんか？
Why are you repeating yourself? You broken?
入って言わないと進まないタイプの茶番選択
So
肢。
yeah, speaking of RPGs, she's just stuck in a dialogue loop. And you bought the stacks. Oh, this is terrible.
おっとあわり。
You got robbed. You just got pickpocketed.
ご歓談中の皆様、お急ぎの方々。
Is this?
ごめんね、お騒が
Wait, who is this? What is this? Oh no. It's all going wrong now. It's all going wrong. This is it. It's starting. Which archbishop are you? Wrath. Wow.
シリウス・ロマネ・コンティ
I
と
don't-
申します。
No, I don't think so.
冗談にしちゃ笑えねえ。
Nah, I can smell the crazy. Not a joke.
そこのあなたとあなた、そしてそちらのお兄さんたち。
Smart just get picked at random?
そんなに怒らないで。
Oh, they got picked by their angry faces.
どうやら皆さん少し落ち着いてくださったようですね。
We want calm, huh? Just like how Sloth was so adoring of hard work and effort. Wrath appreciates calm. We want to avoid anger. How well can you handle your sin?
皆さんのためなら割と何でもお話ししますよ。
お言葉に甘えて。
Hey, what?
何の用だか知らないが、俺は女の子を待たしてんだよ。
Like, can you wrap it up? Get it?
4人も女の子を待たせるなんていけない人。
It's not very slothful, is it?
ごめんね、急がなきゃ。
いや、いいんだ。落ち着いて、穏便に話を進めてくれた方がありがたいし。
It's kind of cheeky.
早くしないと仕事に遅れちまうってんだよ。
If this were New York, nobody would have stopped. It's another day. Just another day in Manhattan.
愛について
You too, huh?
なんです。
What does love mean to you?
私の愛の確認作業に。
If I was Subaru, I don't know if I'd be laughing. I mean, this is kind of alarming. I guess he thinks it's not real. I'm like half afraid she's gonna jump. Why shouldn't the ledge? And it looks like she's injury prone. Uh-oh.
ほらこっち ちにおいで。
Someone's falling.
私までしてしまって、みんなに知られて恥ずかしいです。
Stay calm, kid. Stay calm. Why are you laughing at this? Subaru? I think no one realizes what's happening. Does she have some kind of magical spell over them? Whoa, hold on. Subaru just laughing at a kid, like dangling from a balcony in chains, who's so scared he pissed himself. Subaru like, look at you pissing yourself up there. What are you, like a little baby pissing yourself? Not one person in the crowd is alarmed? This seems supernatural. Imagine being Lubel Pastrella and everyone laughing at you as you wet your pants, dangling from a balcony. Yeah, they found love at that age, and I can't even. This is so bizarre. This has got to be magic. Okay. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Yeah, thank God. This is a spell. This is maybe the authority. And now he dies. A sacrifice must be made for our happiness. Somebody wake up. Oh. Whoa! What the hell? That's crazy. Do you have any memory of what happened? That guy was here. Not that long ago. How do you defend against this? Yeah, that's awful. So I guess he has a memory. Starting again. We'd almost forgotten. Things were very nice for a while there. Whole year of peace and happiness with friendship. Theatrical Malice. Yeah, that was pretty horrifying. It's such a nice, like, pleasant episode. Everything's going so great, and we have such great bonds of friendship and moving up in the world. Subaru respected as a knight. We're making deals. We're part of the royal selection. We have Wilhelm and Julius's respect, and, you know, Reinhardt positive as always. We're eating sushi in Japan, sort of. We're in Isekai Venice, so, like, it was great. And then suddenly the horrors began, and we're forced to listen to Brain This Girl's songs. And also that kid died. That was bad. Pretty scary power. My first thought is it's some kind of sacrifice. You put people into a state of rapture. You get control of their minds. You get right into their emotions. Maybe channeling this through some sacrifice or object of their attention, creating something like a hive mind, and then you take out the magical center, which kills them all. It looks like it could have metaphorical parallels, like some kind of mind virus, some weakness formed by homogeneity of thought. Also, in classic ReZero fashion, interesting Archbishop, who is nominally the Archbishop of Wrath, but like seems in a rapturous state of love herself, just like the actual Petal Goose. But unlike others, unlike Regulus, who's also here, unlike Gluttony, I wonder what the actual overlap is, and I also wonder if Pandora is involved somehow. I mean, Pandora is sort of an easy and lazy fix for certain things. Like, she can just create stuff, seemingly anything. It does seem like they're converging. I don't know if Regulus and Pandora would still be working together, given what we saw, but definitely not hard to believe. And he's here, and we've seen him working with Gluttony, and now we have Wrath. They got something big planned for the city, maybe involving the royal selection. There's a lot set up by this intro and a lot of things to play with.